Just need to keep my words short. 1,500 women who are doing big and courageous things in their lives. By the time I stepped onto the stage, I have to tell you, I was so ready to bring my best because Angie and Pace Be Brave deserves nothing less. Hello, hello, hello. Ah, yes, man alive. So in order for us to understand what brave actually is, it is to face unpleasant conditions or behaviors without showing fear. Has anybody ever in this room decided to start something new and then get struck with the gravity that, like, I'm not that good? Your iPhone shoots better photos than I did back when I got my camera. And the reason I show these things is because these photos and the act of just showing up in the ugly, in the messy, in the wonky, in the unknowing, those things empowered me to connect with people, to trust me to shoot their weddings for free. This is cheesy stuff, y'all. I mean, like, put your hands behind your back and lean in and kiss. I mean, what is this, like the Olin Mills of wedding photography? I don't share this for anything but the power of documenting the journey and remaining undaunted even though the odds are stacked against you. Because what happens from the streets of East Los Angeles taking pictures of graffiti to having women stand in front of oil paintings, trust me, I know what I'm doing, to, oh my gosh, I don't think I can really make this business work, to 3 years later being voted one of the top photographers in the world. Thank you. I share this not for the polite golf clap. I share this to show and prove that success does not go to the smartest, the prettiest, the richest. Success goes to those who remain undaunted, period, the end. Success goes to those who are willing and humble enough to find every answer you ever need on the pages of Google. Success goes to those when people say you cannot, you say I will. Success goes to those who doubt you. You say, I stand up in truth and in the ability for me to do what I want, no matter what you say. And when I get there, I will look back and say, thank you for the doubt, because that's the thing that pushed me forward. I want to stand in front of you and be 100. I had no money. I had no experience. I had no education. The very first blog post. So here begins an online journal of where I'm headed. I need to document the detours and pit stops along this mangled and gnarled photographic path. I'm writing to never forget the humble beginnings of my great future and celebrate my mistakes. I've always maintained that making a mistake sooner rather than later is always a good thing. Hot dang. February 6, 2006, this is my mantra. I make mistakes now to save time in the future. Ladies, make mistakes. Make all the mistakes. Make big mistakes. Why? You grow faster. You walk in humility. Is that I learned the art of engagement when I stopped caring about my life and started asking others about theirs. My social strategy entirely flipped on its lid when I stopped caring about my life and started asking about theirs. So much so that in a span of few years, 0 ads, 0 bots, 0 anything, hundreds of thousands of people started connecting with me on Facebook and Twitter. Why? Not because I'm funny, not because I'm smart, not because I'm cute, not because I'm an Instagrammable life. I cared about you. I respond to your comments. I showed up every day. I created helpful content. That's it. That when you create content and then create the personal connections, people feel something towards you. I learned at this time, such a pivotal point in my career and in yours, how was I making people feel? I am telling you right now that trust is a digital currency on the web. If somebody feels like they trust you, they're going to be more inclined to buy from you. And I learned this firsthand. You will see me do one thing in my marketing. What's the new cheapest thing? That's where I'm going. That's what you do in the hood. How do I get attention for free? What's going to be the cheapest route to my success? I saw this thing called YouTube. People were making videos and I was like, okay, let me just turn on a camera. I had no mic. I had no lighting. I had no background. I stood in my office and I made a collage out of magazines behind my head and I flipped on a camera and I was like, let's talk about photography. I talked about what I knew. A couple years later, over 50,000 people based on wonky videos that were all kinds of wrong. It was free. People could search for it, and it had the ability to create personal connections. Ladies, I just saved you a decade of time and energy. Create content, searchable. Create personal connection. Create education. Create experiences. One-to-one conversations. Share education. And do the dang thing. Day in, day out. The things that you learn by connecting with people, by the disciplined practice of responding to every comment, the disciplined practice of creating stories, the disciplined practice of putting out a poll on your stories when you're like, Jasmine, no one's DMing me. And I say, put out a poll. And then as people vote on the poll, send them back a DM to start the DM. What would it look like, Jasmine? I'm not getting any comments. Okay, if you're not getting any comments, what I want you to do today is to go to 10 other accounts and leave a comment more than 4 words on their account. Because a comment more than 4 words is indexed higher in the algorithm. You give the type of engagement you want to get. You teach people how to engage with you. You show them you're a real person. You show them how you help. You show those personal connections. So ladies, if we give me a chance, can we tie this all together? Our objective as we build a brand, let's create experiences. And I'm not talking about experiences like you're doing a show. This is an experience of you turning on a story, you brewing your coffee and pouring in some almond milk and be like, productivity juice, baby. And that's it. That's an experience. Because I looked at that and I laughed at you and I liked you more. That's it. Create content. I don't care what you know. You say everybody knows this. There's a good chance nobody knows it. You know it, and it's easy to you because you're good. Show us how good you are. Create authentic connections. Give the engagement that you want to get. Share education to share what you know, and we must remain consistent. Do it again and again.